Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Football United TV. We are nearly at the end of the restart of the Premier League, and we are back with special guest Eric, Chelsea fan. Mate, how are you doing?
Doing good. As always, here in the USA. How are you, man?
Yeah, mate, not too bad. I'm very happy that football's back, and
Good feeling.
it's a little bit strange. Obviously, it's a bit sore on the eyes, like the the fitness of the players and stuff. But we've just pretty much watched Aston Villa versus Chelsea, and you're very happy. There's a big smile on your face, and there's a reason why, and you're about to tell us.
Yeah, it's a good 3 points. It's a good 3 points for us. I was a little worried. Not so worried about, coming into the game, I wasn't too worried. I was expecting the win and a little bit more of a promising win, but that first half, you could definitely see the rust on the players' legs, bit of the nerves of coming back. I mean, we had a few faces that were in that lineup that came and saw the field that hadn't seen the field in a long time. And that, like I said, that first half was a little bit edgy, a little bit dodgy, but we picked it together and turned it around the second half, and we got to see what we really, really are capable of doing in 10 minutes free. And that was, walking away with that win was definitely gives me a reason to smile.
But you probably weren't smiling in the first half when Aston Villa nicked that first goal. What do you think that Lampard did to change the game in the second half?
It didn't really seem like there was a whole lot of tactical change. I mean, he obviously brought on Pulisic. He changed a few things, but there wasn't so much about the shape. I think it was more about the team morale and just being able to give them a talk about just cranking it up a notch. You could definitely see that they were we created a few chances in the first half, and we definitely looked like we hadn't played in months in a game. But it like that second half, the switch flipped on, and we turned it around. I mean, seeing more opportunities, just balls going into the box, coming in from the wing. Seeing what Azpilicueta, normally does. He's always getting that in-swinger. And that first goal was classic. Azpilicueta in-swinger and somebody either at the front or back post to just be able to nick one in. And once we got that first goal, that completely turned the game around for us. And, there were a few nervy moments from Villa, but nothing really that told me that we weren't going to win this game. And when the first half actually blew in the first 5 minutes, I was sitting there and I was watching it with my brother. And I said to him, I was like, no, we're going to turn this game around. He had his doubts. He's an Arsenal fan. But like I said, all we needed was one early on, and the game's a completely different game. And like I said, we had back-to-back goals, and the movement to get that Giroud second goal was brilliant. I mean, Pulisic came on and completely turned that game around. And I like that. I like that hunger from him, and I hope that we get more of that from him in the upcoming games.
So you're in Sacramento right now, is that correct,
Yeah.
Eric? So coming from Sacramento, seeing Pulisic scoring a goal and looking very happy at the end of the game. I saw the interview on Sky Sports. He hasn't obviously played since New Year. What do you make of his involvement into this new shape of Chelsea? And we will talk about the transfer news, but we'll go into the now for now.
I see him, if he continues his form, because it seems like every time he comes on the field, he's got an impact. And there's a lot of doubt that surrounds him. Everybody seems to doubt him. I mean, early on, people were like, "Oh man, you paid 50 million or whatever it was for somewhere around that sum for a kid who hasn't really proved himself in the league." And I think that was just the wrong way to criticize him. And what I love about him is he takes that criticism and he just lets his game do the talking. It's always difficult for an American to be able to break through in a league like England because we're always going to be the undermined ones. I mean, the last player to do it was Tim Howard, and it's a little bit easier for a goalkeeper to do it than a field player. I'm not saying that.
I guess I look at maybe Dempsey being another really good player from America. I mean, Donovan obviously went to Everton and had a few stints in the Premier League, didn't quite work off, but I guess at least he had the experience to do it.
And I think this is the first real breakthrough American star that we've had that has a potential to just be a top player. Don't get me wrong, Dempsey was fantastic. And Dempsey brought that, but that was towards kind of the end, the middle to end of Dempsey's career. And here we have a kid who can really just do nothing but grow. And I think that playing under somebody like Lampard, playing at a top team like Chelsea, getting experience at Dortmund, playing in these top leagues is nothing but it sets up the future for somebody like him to just do nothing but be a star. And I'm not talking about top. I'm not saying like a Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi, but he has a chance to be able to write his name somewhere amongst some of these big name players.
You know who the fastest, apparently the fastest player in world football at the moment is?
I actually don't know.
Apparently Adama Traore for Wolves.
That doesn't surprise me. That does not surprise me.
Mbappe, apparently, like the fastest player in football at the moment, in professional football.
Yeah,
I'm thinking about that because a lot of teams are going after him, and he had an amazing game yesterday. I'm hoping Man United go for him if they don't get Sancho. You were looking into Sancho Chelsea as well, but you've got some bargains recently, haven't you? You got Werner.
Yeah, I'm super excited about the future of Chelsea. I mean, I honestly, and I was skeptical about Werner. It's not that. It's just that it's very difficult because Chelsea's we're used to that big brute striker who's that point man that's how we've kind of played our classic football. And I mean, look at the Drogbas, the Anelkas, the Maratas, the Girouds. We've always had the Diego Costa. We've always had that big, strong front man up top. And Werner brings a little bit of that strength, but that speed that's gonna be really, really interesting to see coming in the Premier League. And with our pacey wingers, and being able, I think that you're going to start to see a new Chelsea just kind of unfold in front of the Premier League. And with the incomings of Ziyech and with Werner pairing up and the potential of getting Chidwell, who we're still in talks with.
You see his goal yesterday.
Yeah, a brilliant goal, and that just brings
What a way to advertise yourself, isn't it? Eh?
Absolutely. Seems to me he seems to be worth every penny, and he's doing a good job making his name for that. And I've heard floating around rumors of Havertz potentially coming in. So if we can build a team, that real strong young team, I don't just think that we're going to have a good shot. I'm not saying that Premier League's a guarantee because, you still have a very quality Liverpool. You still have a very strong City. And even United are coming up in the ranks. But I definitely see us being won a Champions League, getting a Champions League spot. But giving a Champions League not, causing problems in it. I don't see us winning it necessarily, but I see us causing some real problems to where we could definitely knock out a giant, one of the other giants in a 2-leg segment or something like that. You know what I mean?
You look at the past. I mean, the time you did win the Champions League, you weren't expecting to win it at all. I mean, I didn't think, but you knocked out some giants. You did what you did at the Nou Camp as well with Fernando Torres. I mean, you never know, do you? And I think with the team that you've adopted for the next season is looking fantastic. Like you say, especially Havertz as well. That's ridiculous. Man United are looking at him. Man United are being slow at the moment, by the way, as well. So much on Jadon Sancho in there, and it's just not going through.
It's a very difficult situation with the way where football is right now. Given the circumstances with the COVID and everything like that, it's kind of changed the way that people are even looking at transfers right now, because it is the right time to be able to do it. Are we, and I think that changes, the way that the transfer market's going to be kind of gone about, because they're still playing right now. So there's no guarantees on anything, but I think that United are guaranteed to make a big signing before the end. I think that a few of the other Premier League sides, apparently Liverpool are actually holding back again because they still do have a very, very strong team. And that's the what makes Liverpool so brilliant is, they're able to go in and not spend money. And look what they did this year. I mean, how much did they spend last summer? Or what? I don't even, did they even spend money last summer? I don't even think they did.
So they got in the summer. I don't think they got anybody, did they? They obviously got Minamino from RB Salzburg in January,
Yeah.
but I can't.
Yeah.
No,
I don't think even then. I don't like they didn't spend a dime, and 25 points clear in the Premier League. You could see that it just shows how strong that team really is, and like how worrisome. I mean, that's a force in world football right now.
I think the only worrying thing this season for them, not if they ain't going to buy anybody in the summer transfer window, is the fact that they got the African Cup of Nations coming up, and obviously Mane and Salah up.
Mm-hmm.
Lose them, you might need to recover and get some replacements. Who's
Absolutely
interested in sitting on the bench for the whole season and only coming on for 3 or 4 weeks? I'm not sure, but it's a difficult one for Liverpool. The second time around that they might not buy anybody this season. You're looking at they could have gone for Werner, and Chelsea stabbed it pretty quick.
Which prize was a complete shock for me. I honestly didn't even know that we were in for Werner until the reports came out. I mean, I'd seen that there was some competition, but I thought it was a clear-cut Liverpool signing. And I thought that, with the German link from Werner to Klopp, I thought that was going to be a no-brainer for them, and that was going to be an easy decision. But Lampard seemed to have made a few calls and got the job done, which like I say, I couldn't be happier. And watching his highlights and watching his things and just trying to picture where he would really fit in, I think that's going to be great for the whole. I think, like I said, it's a complete reform for the Chelsea attack.
So you were talking about fitting in players, and you're also talking about a potential player leaving for the Serie A.
Yep. Yeah. So the reports are out that Pedro has signed for Roma. He's already got a verbal agreement, and he looks like he's going to be leaving. Now, they're saying the reports are also saying that he won't be playing in any more football for Chelsea, or he doesn't want to play in any more matches for Chelsea, but he was on the bench today. So who knows whether he'll ride out that contract or whether he'll get minutes in. We'll see. I hope he's been phenomenal for us. That perfect super sub. And, I couldn't be happier that he's going somewhere where he'll actually see the field, because he's class. I mean, he wasn't like our standout player, but he's come onto the field many times and started in a few matches and been an impact player for sure. So he's been a great signing, and he's definitely added quality to the team that definitely earned us some points and has made a difference in terms of bringing in some trophies. Which, like I said, I couldn't be happier for. Also, reports of Willian leaving. We're not sure yet. Lampard came out in an interview saying that he hopes Willian stays. Whether we offer him a minimum contract or something like that, I'm not sure. It's up in the air. I know that Barcelona were looking at him. I don't know what the fee is, because I think his contract's expired, but even Arsenal were trying to look at him as well. I'm not really sure. I hope that he doesn't go to another Premier League team or Premier League rival, because he's a quality player. I'd rather, if he does leave, I'd rather him go to another league, just because it keeps us a little bit more safe, and it's better business. But I'm up in the air with that. I love Willian, but I don't see more than a year and a half, 2 years in him left of good quality. I mean, he's getting up there in age. Was it 31? I think 31, 32.
Yeah.
And by 34, it's just, he's probably on his way to the MLS, or where the legends go to retire now. But with the youth coming in that we're bringing in with Ziyech, you've got, like I said, you've got Hudson-Odoi, who's on the up and coming, and will need to see the field a lot more to develop into the player we want him to. It's going to be hard for him to play. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's still playing at a very top level. I mean, today he was phenomenal. He's still got that deadly pace, and the finesse that he contains is it's unbelievable. But we'll see. And then I can't think. There was reports of Zuma potentially going to Tottenham because Mourinho tends to like him and tends to be a big fan of him. That's another player I don't necessarily want to let go of. I think that he's starting to really grow into his shoes. I mean, I think that at Everton he was a little bit questionable whether or not we wanted to bring him back. And I really think that he started to find his shoes and get that solid like confidence that is needed, especially pairing up next to Rudiger, and Rudiger's intelligence being able to command that. He's been stepping up and he's been fantastic for us. So partnering with Rudiger and learning under him has been something that has kind of taken him to that next level.
Yeah, I you know what, I completely agree. I'd say Rudiger is probably your best centre back at the moment, right? And Zuma's kind of learning off him a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess Chelsea might be looking for a centre back there just to sort of replace losing David Luiz. I'm not saying that no one. I mean, actually, everybody wants to lose David Luiz at the moment.
Exactly.
But I guess for substitutions as well, if like both your centre backs get injured, you haven't really got to replace them as well.
And the reports are saying that Thiago Silva, who's a free agent this summer, might come. We might sign him, and
not a player to sign, really, is he?
That's a fantastic signing in my opinion. Only problem is just his age. It's only going to be like a 1 or 2 year kind of thing. Yeah. But that would be a solid transfer to just have in the back line, just because that just solidifies the spine even more because he's just experienced. It'll be a little bit difficult for him, I think, the first few months just adjusting to the pace of the Premier League versus the French League. But given his experience and given his mental and his intelligence, I think that he will be able to, if we do sign him, to give us some solid, solid spine, especially to fill that void of having a strong center back. That Luis was strong, just the intelligence wasn't necessarily, the decision making wasn't always there, and I think that would give us that strength of just having a true partnership of strength and intelligence in the back line.
Indeed, I completely agree with that, mate. It's very good analysis. So we're going to pretty much head off now to watch the Everton and Liverpool game, aren't we? But just before we finish, where do you think, as a prediction from today's game, where do you think that Chelsea might end up in the Premier League?
I think we've got a good shot at third. I really do. I really think that if given the right results and the result based on what I've seen of the remaining fixtures, not just for Chelsea but for teams like Leicester and teams like the other top teams, that we've got a good shot at this at third position. Worst case scenario, I think fourth. I don't see us dropping any other points anywhere else, but I really think
that Man United here, and trying to drop.
Yeah, no. I think Europa League is looking more optimistic for you guys. I think I know, and it's hard to think about that, but
it's like playing in the Carabao Cup. You just.
But with the likes of, but that also gives the ability to develop and really work on the formation of bringing with your new signings and your new assets to be able to conform, able to play. And I think that United are on their way back. And I'm not just saying that just to be biased for Gizman channel, but I really think that United have a chance of being able to get back into that top four and that top flight of football again. I think that it's starting to become the crumple of Tottenham. I think they're starting to look like they're going down. And I'm not saying that but
it has to do with Mourinho.
Yeah, but if they lose the likes of Kane, I think that just takes the gas out of the tank completely. That's their go-to guy, and that's what's really kind of kept them afloat to begin with. And it's going to be very difficult to hold on to some of their players, especially if they start to deflate. they might make a few good signings here and there, but I don't think you can really replace somebody like that. And as well as Arsenal, who knows? Who knows if they'll be able to turn it around? I think that based on yesterday's result, it kind of reflects at where they're kind of at. And I know their fan base is very passionate about got a solid fan base that loves the chat and being able to like uplift their team and try and talk about morale. But I think that some of these teams just need to accept that they're not where they used to be, and I think that the investment needs to be more on the rebuild. And thankfully, with being a Chelsea fan, watching what they've done with the academy, I think that it starts there. And watching where we've invested in the academy and being able to pull the players up during a year that we weren't able to transfer anybody in, that was huge. That was huge. I mean, looking at the kids that have just stepped up to the plate this year, despite not being able to spend and maintain a Champions League spot, that says everything about where Chelsea's at right now, and I'm excited. And yeah.
I'm excited too, mate. Not necessarily for Chelsea, but just for the Premier League next season. But yeah, Bruno Fernandes and Pogba are looking great, so I'm
absolutely
on the fact
I was watching their link up play the other day, and that was something else.
Fire.
And seeing Pogba back on the field is definitely a good sight. Not a big United fan, but love the likes of Pogba. Can't take away the class that guy brings to the field. And watching missing those first time passes and those that dribbling and finesse is definitely fun to watch.
Well, Eric, thank you very much for joining us again. It's been a little while, hasn't it? We had about 450 something for our last video, so not bad. We're getting there.
There we go. I like it.
And thank you, everybody, for viewing, subscribing, sharing and liking. It means so much. We're on around about 230-ish subscribers now, so we're getting up there, Eric. Thank you for your help too.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much for coming on. And everybody, please doing what you're doing. Plug that channel. Give it out to everybody. Let everyone know what we're doing. And we'll hopefully have you back on again, Eric, yeah?
Absolutely.
Brilliant. Enjoy your afternoon in California, mate. A little bit jealous.
See you soon, man.
Take care, mate. Bye-bye.
Cheers.